Good morning, traders. This is Mike with Rip or Die Trading, day trading live, sort of. Because I'm not actually doing any trading today. Still trying to get my head back in the game and get back to profitability. Let some little winning streak kind of taint my mind. So trying to get back to the basics. But I feel like I got to look at this every morning to stay fresh. So we got about a minute left until the market opens. Looks like AMD is going to open up around $20, which means there's a gap to fill below. It gapped up last night, or this morning basically. I've got major support around 1980 and around 2023, so it's kind of opening between at that $20 area, which we all know the whole dollar acts as support and resistance as well. And that gap to fill is at 19 to 76, so pretty close to that lower support. I always like to try to get a guess at it, what it's going to do. And so my guess would be, since there is that gap to fill below, we could see it try to fill very quick. Usually if it's going to fill the gap below, it does it very quick. So I would look to see a drop to the 1980 area and enter long somewhere in that area. Got 4 seconds left. Let's see what happens. All right. $208 held it down in pre-market. We'll see what it does here. $20.08. Showing weakness. You might even look to get in a short in if it can get below 20, which is it's trying to do. It's stacked up pretty big here. Yeah, get short here. 1998. Let's see what would happen. Now, if I was short here, I would definitely be looking for some caution at that 1980 area. It's taking its time. Let's see. SPY is starting to roll over. Nvidia's going down, so Apple's going down. I'm fairly confident we'll get there. Having some trouble here. This is some rather slow action for the open. This is definitely looks like a reversal candle here. As soon as I say slow action, we get a 10-cent jump. See if 20 holds it down. This is where it's really hard to be patient. If I got in at 1998, I'd have had, the opportunity to get out for 10 cents. And if I didn't, I'd have had to held through being a little bit of green or a little bit red right there. That was only 2 cents red, but starting to build strength. No. The nerve-wracking, because we'd be in right here. So I'd be telling myself, why didn't you take profits at 1989? Yep, so I'd be thinking about getting out if 2005 doesn't hold. And I'd be out. So hard to tell whether I'd have taken profit down here. My game plan right now is to take profit at 10 cents. So I would have, had the entry been good and I got in when I said 1998. 1988 was 10 cents. I hope I would have taken profit, but it's easy to look back and say you would have when you're not in there. So it looks like if it's going to fill this gap, it's going to be later. It got close, but no cigar. Yeah, SPY is really on a run right now. Nvidia the same, Apple the same. When I first started trading AMD, I kind of had one AMD chart on the 1 minute and SPY on the 1 minute, and some days you could basically just do whatever SPY just did, and AMD's gonna lag behind a couple seconds. Like right now, SPY has got a really big red candle, so AMD's going down at the same moment. So I would use that to get out if I was in, or get ready for the pullback, basically. But when I got used to trading like that, then there'd be days where SPY would be ripping and AMD would be just dying, and I kept trying to get in long thinking it was going to follow SPY, and I just would get killed those days. So now I've realized that I can kind of watch it, but not to live off of it. But it is kind of following it now. We'll see how if so all we did here, this right here is a healthy pullback. We pulled back to the EMA here. It was quite a bit overextended, so you can see that the volume isn't that high. That's just people taking profit. I'm just curious to see if it can get up to the 2032-ish area and what the reaction is there. That area has been support and resistance for a while, so it might not get there. SPY's still dying, so maybe we do see it pull all the way back down. Like I said, though, this is the 5 EMA, and the red is the 13. Even if it pulls to the 13, that's still not terrible. But for it to come back and bounce off this green line, that's just normal. Because this green candle was so large, it just got pulled way away from the moving average. There it goes. So I have my opening strategy where I try to get that 10 cents on a bunch of shares. And then I have a more of a long-term strategy where, I buy on the EMA crossover, which I make a green arrow pop up on my charts. So today that would have been a nice one entry somewhere in the right over $20. Let's just say 20.05. So if we're late to the party, we're still up over 20 cents right now. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. You could have made 20 cents in 5 or still be in. And all right, there's that 20-30 area that there's been resistance at in the past. Let's see how that reacts. If I had to guess based on what all the other stocks are doing, there's my line that's finally starting to show up. I would say it'll probably get past it if everything else is still going up. I don't see a lot of sellers there. I mean, a lot more buyers stepping in here. After I see this reaction here, I'm probably going to call it quits for the day as far as the video goes. A lot of buyers. That'd be crazy if it hit my line exactly and goes back down, which it's done so far, but that was just a healthy pullback so far. Back to the EMA. Now it looks like it's going to give it another go. Lots of sellers trying to keep it below that. They're losing the war though, getting eaten up. Now, if we get through this line, when it does make a pullback, this needs to hold for support, or else we could see it coming right back down. But that little buy at 20.05 is looking really good right now. The hard part about that one, this would be an easy one to stay in. It's when it gets below this green line and you get a red candle that touches the 13. That's when you're like, oh man, do I stay in? And it's you got to figure out how much you're willing to risk if the cross is wrong and a profit target. That's always been my problem. I've always figured out what I want. What I'm willing to risk, but I say, well, yeah, I'd like to make 200, and then it gets to 201 candle, and I'm like, well, man, that was easy. Maybe I should stay in and get 400, and next thing you know, it pulls back, and I've lost money. So you got to have a clear target. If I was in right now, I'd be scared of this line. I would at least sell half of what I had to see what happens. Even though it looks like it's gonna bust through, but it's still scary. There it goes. The more times it hits that, normally the stronger that support line becomes. So, even though it's looking very strong right now, you could just see a dump any second. That's why I respect these lines pretty good. Obviously, it's a line I put on there, but I looked throughout the chart history in the last 30 days and kind of chart those out there. Well, it's apparently not going to make a quick decision. There are some brave souls that will just short here at resistance and see what happens. I can't do that. I tried that in the past, but when it does decide to get through it, sometimes it does it with force. So you're down big quick. I prefer to see it hold and retest like this and then give some kind of bearish confirmation before I would get in. And one thing that I have learned the hard way is also, we're looking at this on the 1 minute, this is an uptrend. I don't really like to short an uptrend. I know uptrends do end and it's nice to get in at the top, but it's really hard to guess the top. Even if you do have some support lines that it gets to that have held it down in the past, it's just the trend is your friend. They always say it, and to go against it has been bad for me, to say the least. I mean, there's some times right now you could have got in and made a few cents, but yeah, if you're going to get in against the trend, you should have a very, very small profit target. And that's what I would do the days where I would watch the SPY and AMD at the same time, and I'd see a big red candle for SPY, and see some of this right here, so I'd get in short thinking, oh, it's gonna follow SPY, and it would rip, and I'd be like, what the hell? Just kind of what it's trying to do here. Well, if this so now we're looking, if we're long, we're looking for this 2034-ish area to hold. If we can turn this former resistance into support, things could be bullish a little bit longer. To the, I would say 2050 area is the next level. We could run into some major resistance. Anyhow, the video is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys subscribe to the channel if you like it. That way you get updates when I put a video out. Pretty soon I think I'm gonna start just throwing out some very basic day trading training videos, more just like terminology and things like that. Nothing major, but yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna be here every morning at the bell, and I'll be on here from 5 to 20 minutes, I guess, just depending on what's going on. If you guys have any questions, you can email me at mike@rippertiretrading.com, or you can comment in the videos, and I'll do my best to answer all of those. You guys have a great day.